Joining us now, Michigan's Attorney General Dana Nessel. Attorney General Nessel, thanks for being with us. What is your reaction to what went on in court today?
Well, let's just say that I don't think the legal futures are very bright for any of the attorneys that were the plaintiffs' lawyers on the case in Michigan, and I think they face a similar fate in various other states as well.
In addition to several other Michigan officials, you asked the judge in this case to levy sanctions, including financial penalties, against the attorneys who filed this baseless lawsuit. Based on the comments from the judge today, do you have a sense of where you think it's headed?
I think that we're likely to be successful, but I think the takeaway for me from today is this. You heard each and every one of those attorneys double down on their assertions, right? There was no contrition. There was no recalcitrance. There was no apology. They were unrepentant about the same lies that they had initially told during the course of this case, all of which had been wholly and entirely debunked. So what I think is important is not just that these attorneys be sanctioned, because they've already made God knows how much money off of disseminating these lies, but that they be disbarred, that they be stripped of their law licenses, because what they've learned, if anything, is that, profiteering off of election conspiracy theories can be very rewarding. And that's why these lawyers need to know that if they try to do this again, that they're going to be unable to, because otherwise, if they're not disbarred, they'll do it again in 2022, in 2024, and soon we'll have no faith in the integrity of our electoral system anywhere in America.
It also, if they're not disbarred, it emboldens who knows how many other, attorneys who want to get on television and want to make a name for themselves to figure, you know what, I'll roll the dice on it the next time and I'll get on the bandwagon.
Yeah, if anything, what we need to be able to say is this: even if these attorneys can go on television and say what they'd like, or go on social media and lie, or even, go to CPAC or some other friendly audience, they cannot go into a court of law and make these flagrant misrepresentations. And if they do, they're going to suffer consequences, and that if there is one place where facts and truth still matter, it is in our system of justice.
In February, a Michigan attorney working with the Republican plaintiffs argued that your office had attempted to, and I quote, chill free speech in your push for sanctions. The argument has obviously been a common refrain for anyone, from anyone really, shilling the big lie. Do you think people truly don't understand that a court of law has higher standards than, say, a group of conspiracy theorists protesting on a public sidewalk?
Well, that's the thing about being an attorney. You take an oath. And that's why when you go into court, you say to the judge, Your Honor, as an officer of the court, I make the following representations. And you don't have to be sworn the way that other witnesses do that are lay people, because you have already taken an oath when you become an attorney. And that oath is not to make misrepresentations to the court, not to mislead the court, to make certain that any representations you've made, you have adequately vetted to ensure that they are accurate and that you're not just making ridiculous statements, and that's what you're relying upon. And it was clear during the course of the proceedings today that none of these attorneys made even a minimal effort in order to ensure the accuracy of the affidavits that they submitted or any of the other claims that were made in the course of this complaint or these briefs. And it was pointed out that even in some cases, a 30-second inquiry onto a website would have disproven some of the allegations that they were making.
Yeah, and again, continue to make, as you said, unrepentant. Dana Nessel, I appreciate your time. Thank you.